Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. We're gonna talk about Star Wars. Surprise, 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 because we're getting close to the Rise of Skywalker opening. There's all kinds of Star Wars news. We had the Rise of the Resistance open in Disney World today, and it broke down. But then it opened back up again, and people seem to be happy. Anyway, we're gonna talk about Star Wars. We're gonna talk about Billy Dee Williams. Now, we didn't cover this story because I actually got Billy Dee Williams' intent. I read this interview with Billy Dee Williams and I understood basically what he was saying. Unfortunately, the comic book blogs out there, the friendly media, the access media, the bloggers who are the biggest troublemakers right now in the fandom, in my opinion, pounced on this story and had Billy Dee Williams coming out and saying that he was gender fluid. Billy Dee Williams never said he was gender fluid. In fact, Billy Dee Williams is pretty pissed off that people were putting words into his mouth, and we're going to talk about that on this episode of Clownfish TV. So please subscribe if you haven't subscribed to Clownfish TV yet. We're at almost 80,000 subs, hoping for 100,000 soon. We give our opinions on pop culture news, we give our views, we have occasional rants, we talk about everything Star Wars, we talk about video games, talk about animation, we talk about movies, comic books, you name it, whatever interests us that day. And I did not cover this story when it came out because I read the original interview with Billy Dee Williams and he was talking about his male and female selves, but he was talking about it from a psychological point of view. He wasn't talking about that he himself literally was gender fluid, because a lot of people were trying to make Lando out to be gender fluid ever since some comments were made about Lando Calrissian being pansexual, possibly pansexual in Solo, a Star Wars story. I don't know if that's canon or not. I don't know if they were referring to the droid or not, or what the hell was going on. But there was nothing in the movie itself to indicate that Lando was Pando. And, you know, Billy Dee Williams doesn't even know what gender fluidity actually is. So again, these comic book blogs, in an attempt to, I think, give the finger to Star Wars fans at any possible opportunity, to use these blogs as a platform for political activism, immediately pounced and said that Billy Dee Williams said something he didn't actually say. Doesn't surprise me at all. I didn't think it was worth covering, really. But here we go. Coming from the source. Billy Dee Williams is not gender fluid. What the hell is gender fluid? Alright guys, forget everything we told you about Billy Dee Williams being gender fluid. So apparently they did a story on it too. Apparently he has no idea what it even means. Days after an Esquire interview quoted the legendary actor as using both male and female pronouns in association with himself, he was misinterpreted, instead telling the undefeated he didn't know what the definition of the phrase was. To quote him, he said, "What the hell is gender fluid?" But what I was talking about was about men getting in touch with their softer side of themselves, Williams says. There's a phrase that was coined by Carl Jung, who was a psychiatrist, who was a contemporary of Freud, and they had a splitting of the ways because they had different ideas about what do you call consciousness, unconscious, collective unconsciousness. But he coined a phrase that's anima animus. And anima means that is the female counterpart of the male self, and the animus is the male counterpart of the female. So that's what I was referring to. He would go on to state he was referencing men, I think that's getting in touch, but they have referencing men eating in touch with the female side of themselves. So this is how the sexes get along. The men eat the women. The male side eats the woman's side, and everybody gets along just fine. That is what they're actually saying here on the source. Yeah, Billy Dee Williams, which I didn't think so. New York Times had to do a retraction. How dumb do these blogs look? Because they were so quick to be like, Billy Dee Williams is gender fluid. Let's do a big article on this. When, you know, anybody who's watched Billy Dee Williams for any amount of time, you know, not to be stereotypical, but Billy Dee Williams is a ladies' man, right? He's a ladies' man. Colt 45, you know, he's Billy Dee Williams. I didn't think he was identifying in his 80s as a gender fluid person. And the response from him was very very typical Billy Dee Williams and very typical grumpy old man. He's just like, what the hell are you talking about? What the hell are you talking about? The Times had to backpedal too. Bounding in the Comics has a breakdown of it, and this is what he originally said. And again, I didn't cover it because I didn't think it was worth covering, because I didn't think he was saying what they thought he was saying. I really didn't. I'm like, no, he's not. That's not what he means. I kind of got where he's coming from, because, you know, I'm old, maybe. I don't know. But I kind of got it. I got what he was saying. He would explain why he used the terms, saying, you see, I say himself and herself because I also see myself as feminine as well as masculine. I'm a very soft person. I'm not afraid to show that side of myself. That doesn't mean you're gender fluid necessarily, does it? It just means that you've got a softer side to yourself. Following this interview, numerous access media outlets declared him as gender fluid. In a new interview, Williams rebuked that. We talked about that. First of all, I asked last night, I said, what the hell is gender fluid? That's a whole new term. Yeah, Billy Dee Williams apparently not online much. Billy Dee Williams not on Tumblr much. And then he says what we said he said. And now they're probably, I'm waiting for people to attack him, because he says this. He says, so that's what I was referring to as talking about men getting in touch with the female side of themselves. I wasn't talking about sex. I wasn't talking about being gay or straight. People should read Jung. I mean, it would be an interesting education for a lot of people. The Undefeated notes that Williams was shocked reading the Access Media headlines and how people were praising him. Williams would then make it clear he has no idea of what gender fluidity even means, believing it has to do with his sexual orientation. No, I'm not gay. Not by any stretch of the imagination. He's Billy Dee Williams. He is a man's ladies man, if that makes sense. Like, he is cool, man. He is smooth. Billy Dee Williams is the guy every guy wanted to be in the 70s and 80s. He was just cool, man. He's just cool. He's a cool guy. Not that I have anything against gay people, but personally, I'm not gay. So yeah, Billy Dee Williams doesn't even know what gender fluidity is. He thinks it means you're gay. The Undefeated then declares that Billy Dee Williams says he identifies as a man, a very cute man, he says with a chuckle. Anyone who happened to look at Williams' Instagram would have realized that, but the Access Media is all about agenda. Facts be damned. I mean, Billy Dee Williams, come on. Again, he was the most interesting man in the world before there was a most interesting man in the world. And he's cool. He's smooth. He's Billy Dee effing Williams. You know, even if they decide to make Lando Pando canonically, that character, Billy Dee Williams himself, is not. And again, this is just a case. And if it was, so what? So what? So what if he was? You know, but again, this is another example of these media outlets taking something that a celebrity says and twisting it to suit their fan fiction they have in their head. Or more deviously, I believe, to give the finger to the fans, to give the finger to the man babies, the quote-unquote alt-right trolls that are, most of them are not even right, most of them are not white supremacists, because most of them are not white, most of them are not men, but to basically use it. And you see this, you know, with these blogs, and Comic Book Resources has lately become one of the biggest offenders. I'm gonna be honest, Comic Book Resources used to be pretty reputable, but they got some really weird shit on Comic Book Resources. We've covered some of their articles, and it's basically like Tumblr has migrated over to what used to be reputable pop culture news outlets. And so people are going to YouTube. And they know people are going to YouTube, so they attack YouTubers. And they attack celebrities that YouTubers like. You know, I guarantee you, if there was something they could use with the Joker, well, we saw what happened with the Joker. They were twisting words with the Joker. They were trying to get Joaquin Phoenix to say something stupid so they could write a hit piece about Joaquin Phoenix. You know, but they have to backpedal. They have to eat crow at this point. They have to admit that Billy Dee Williams, who is old enough to still feel like he can say, hell no, that's not what I meant. A younger celebrity would be afraid to say that. A younger celebrity would be afraid to say, no, that's not what I meant, and that's not even, you know, what is that? What even is that? Because if they said that, the entire internet would descend upon them and attack them. But interesting. You know, and again, this goes back to Lando Calrissian's newfound pansexuality. Lando Calrissian's newfound pansexuality, which was kind of an offhand remark by the screenwriter. They never did show it on screen. And these outlets are salty that they didn't show it on screen. If you're not going to make your characters explicitly queer on screen, don't expect the brownie points. Yeah, Lando in Solo, and look, we actually gave Solo more props than a lot of people gave it. We said it wasn't the train wreck we expected it to be. It actually was pretty okay. I've actually watched it twice, which says something, because Disney Star Wars, usually it's a one and done thing for me, but I've actually watched Solo twice, and I didn't think it was bad, and I actually thought Donald Glover was very, very good as a young Billy Dee Williams, which Billy Dee Williams agrees with that. I'm sure they'll probably twist that into something else, like he's got a crush on Donald Glover or some bullshit like that. But no, they never show him being, you know, pansexual in the movie at all. He is definitely Lando Calrissian. It's a little creepy with the droid. We don't know what's going on there, but that's more on the droid's end than it is on Lando's end. They blow her up anyway, so who gives a shit, right? Who cares? So, anyway, yeah, this is just, you know, these blogs are they have to be coming to an end. This has to end. This has to end. Come on, Billy Dee Williams, he's like freaking 85 years old. I don't know how old he is, but you know, you're putting words into his mouth. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. So there we go. The official word is Billy Dee Williams doesn't even know what the hell gender fluid means, and life goes on. Hey guys, thanks for watching Clownfish TV. Please consider supporting the channel. Go to clownfishsupport.com. That's clownfishsupport.com. And if you want to join our community, go to clownfishtalk.com. That's clownfishtalk.com. Please subscribe. Ring the bell for notifications. We will talk to you next time.